Last pattern we made, I'm keeping my word. Let's not wait. Let's dive right in immediately to another pattern. Okay, we might have a couple more numbers in here that I should have gotten rid of whenever I tossed out those terrible book numbers. See here, we have number 8. Oh, it's one of our, okay, so it is confirmed. This entire book is a book of doilies. This is the Queen's Court book. All of these, no picture. We have one with no picture? No, I don't like that. All right, this is the one we have. It doesn't say no picture, so we must have a picture with this one. But yes, confirmed. All of those patterns are doilies. So no mystery as to what these patterns are. We just don't know what it's going to look like. So these are from 1847 if you're new to the channel. These patterns here, this pattern book was dedicated to Queen Victoria, and bear in mind in 1847 she had only been queen for 11 years. I believe she was crowned in 1836. My British friends, correct me if I'm wrong. Let me Google that. I'm going to sound like an idiot. Let me Google that real quick. Oh, I was wrong. 1838, June 28th, 1838. So 9 years. She was queen for 9 years, and this book was dedicated to her. And I think that just makes this so special. And the book is literally called The Queen's Court Crochet, and I love it. They are all doilies. So here we go. Just like last time, I made a pattern from this. And of course, using this again because it's easy on your eyes and it's easy on my fingers, the Eliza Diva Silky Effect. I'm just going to undo this last pattern and we will jump right into this one here. So this pattern is starting off exactly as the last two patterns did. I will leave a link down below for both of those videos if you want to see how these are started. So what I'm going to do, just to save time, since these are very time consuming, and this one here seems a bit longer than usual. 17th row, 19th row. It's a little bit longer than usual. So for the sake of memory on my phone, I'm going to go ahead and work that center square, and I'll do that off camera since the way it reads, it's exactly the way the first two were done. So I'm guessing that was the woman who wrote this. That must have been her standard for these doilies. I'm curious if all of them are started exactly the same way. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I was wrong. This one isn't exactly like the first two. Instead of working one long stitch, which if you're new to the channel, a long stitch is a modern US double crochet, a modern UK treble crochet. It's wanting us to work a Van Dyke stitch, 3 long stitches into every 4th chain. So what I did is I chained 22. I don't know if it says to chain 21, but for some reason they don't account for the fact that you're making double crochets. So they really should add an extra stitch. So we'll see if it works out at the end. If not, I'll unravel an extra stitch. It's fine. But what I did is in the 3rd chain, so my first 2 chains count as a double, and in the 3rd chain, I worked 2 double crochet, then I skipped 3, and in the 4th, I'm working 3 double crochet, chain 1, and 3 double crochet into the 4th again. And then it says, for the 2nd row, same as the first, only working the long stitches into the 1 chain stitch right there. And do that for 7 total rows. Okay, so that is a little bit different. So I couldn't in good conscience just continue to work on this without letting you know that. It's not exactly the same because in the first 2 patterns, it was just double crochets independently, like just singular double crochets across. Okay, I'll be right back. My stitch count, the way it was, I did have to go back and add another additional stitch. So a total of 23 stitches, 2 of them I used as a turning chain. The stitch count wound up perfect. And I do have 20 stitches across the bottom, which is exactly what you want. And whenever I got to the end here, I worked my last Van Dyke stitch into the very last chain. Then I chained 4, so that's 2 or 3 for a double crochet and then 1 for a chain 1. I just jumped over the first Van Dyke and started working the little Van Dykes into the chain 1 spaces. So that's what I'm going to do for a total of 7 rows. I just wanted to come in and give a quick explanation of what I did. But I did have to go back, start over again with a starting chain of 23. But now I have 21 chains across. Forgive me, I meant to say 20 chains across. Just to catch you up with what I'm doing on the third row, as this will be my 2-row repeat. The third row, I start with a chain 3 for a double, and then into the very first chain 1 space, I worked 2 more doubles. Worked my way all the way to the end. I worked 2 doubles into this last chain 1 space, and then into the top of the chain 3 here, I work my last double. And now I'm just going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip over this first group here and start working my Van Dykes again. So that's going to basically be my 2-row repeat. And then the next row, I will begin and end with the Van Dykes in the chain 1 space. Okay. So just like the last patterns we did, it says the work must not be turned again. So we're going to cut from here on out. We will cut at the end of every round, but it doesn't sound as bad as it sounds. It's not as bad as it sounds. And then it says to work a row of single crochet. Remember, back then, a double crochet, UK double crochet, even still to this day, a UK double crochet is the same as a US single crochet. Taking care to have 20 loops on each side. Now, here is the difference, but not having the additional chain as in the last doily. In the last doily, it instructed us to work 1 chain at each corner to help round the corner. This time, it's actually wants us to specifically leave out that chain, and we are going to pay attention to the 19th stitch at every corner. So what I'm going to do is mark every 19th stitch. So I will start off with a chain 1 and go into the side of the last stitch I worked. This part of these patterns is my least favorite part, working these 20 stitches on each side all around. It's my least favorite. I'm just splitting the crud out of that stitch. All right. So there is 1. Should I count that as? That should count as 1. Let's see here. Well, I'll count them as I go. Okay, I'll be back whenever I have made 19 stitches. So this is my 19th stitch, and then 20. Okay, so it's 20 single crochet, and then into the same stitch, makes 1. Now I can work my way across. Okay, so what's irking the ever-living out of me is the fact that these are supposed to be the corners, and they just look askew from the corner. Like, look at this one. That's my 19th stitch. And these are supposed to be the corners because row 9, 1 single crochet in the 19th loop at the corner. The single crochet stitch at the other corners must always come in the 19th loop. These are the corners. This is the only one here that even remotely looks like it could be a corner. Does not look like a corner, does not look like a corner, and so on. So it's a little irritating to me. Also, my bottom row being stretched out is a little irritating, but that doesn't have anything to do with the corners. That is not a corner. I wish we could just put them in all of the 20th stitch. Doesn't the 20th stitch seem more like a corner? At least on this side, it's closer to the corner. 20th stitch is right here. Seems like a corner to me. I wonder if I shifted them all over just 1, what would happen? What would happen? Let's just play. Let's just pretend. Let's just for funsies. Let's see what happens if it screws up everything. So I will totally undo this. I just want to see. So it wants us to start with a single crochet in the corner. And I'm not going to weave in the end because I'm going to undo this unless it looks too good, and then I will not undo it. If the stitch count works out, I am leaving it because that looks more like the corner to me. Okay, and then it wants us to work 5 long into the next loop. So that's 5 double crochet into the next stitch over. Now, if you're new, with these specific patterns here, everything is a loop. A chain is a loop, a chain space is a loop, and a stitch is a loop. Everything is a loop. It'll drive you loopy. But once you're about 3 patterns in, you really understand that you begin to, well, you really understand on a much better level the language of the writer, and you're like, it makes nothing but sense. Okay, and then, see, yeah, that's the 20th stitch right there. Okay, and then it says 3 chain, 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the 4th loop. So into the 4th loop from here, or count 4 loops over. 1, 2, 3, probably count 4 loops over. And then repeat. No, repeat means from our single crochet into the very next stitch, 1 and 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochet. Okay, next stitch over. I'm going to finish this really quick to the other side and see what it looks like with this stitch count. In the corner now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these shells made. So I should skip to the 4th, and that puts me in the 20th stitch. Wishing I had weaved in my end along the way at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm in a corner. I'm misbehaving. So now what we do from here is immediately jump into the next stitch over, which is hard for me to differentiate. So this is my 19th stitch here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oops, I lost my count. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. You sure that's my first stitch? Because that looks like a stitch right here. No, this is a stitch right where my knot is coming out of. I'm a little distracted. My son is playing his guitar and it's all I can hear. And I'm so hyper concerned that you guys can hear it and are going to get annoyed. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's like it's my joining stitch. So it's just the tightest stitch ever to have to work in. 5. Good Lord, come on. Here we go. I don't know. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh gosh, did I make all of my stitches too tight? Okay, well that looks less good. Okay. I'll just do what it says. I just wanted to see, you know. I just wanted to see. Well, I saw. Okay. Perhaps there is a reason for it because the shell is so overwhelming. It's probably going to work out just fine. Now, how did I lose my end? All right, let me mark my 19th stitch again, which is right here. That's my joining stitch there, so that's my 20th, right? Right. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to do this again and I'll show you the results. I'll work my way over to here and then down just a little bit, and I'll show you the results of following what it says by starting in the 19th stitch and behaving. Okay, so here's how things are turning out. The shells are kind of making up the corners. So, you know, hopefully this continues to work out. I'm going to go ahead and work this all around, but it's looking like 1 shell on each corner with 3 in the middle. Skip 3 stitches there? Yeah, I did. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's gonna that's going to keep it consistent. I'll be right back. Weaved in all of my ends. Now I'm ready to move on. And 10th row, single crochet at corner on 3rd long stitch. 9 chain, single crochet on 4th long stitch. 6 chain, single crochet on 4th long stitch. 6 chain, single on 4th long, 9 chain, repeat. I think the 9 chain are going to be the corners, and then that's the 11th row there. So I'll pick a random corner, and the 3rd stitch says single crochet, and then 9 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then into the 4th stitch. Okay, so we're going to ignore the chains. The single crochet counts as 1, 2, 3, 4, which is basically the middle long stitch. And then it was 6 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the middle. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. And then 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's going to be the repeat. I'm going to chain 9 again, and just 1, 2, 3 into that middle stitch there, single crochet. I'll be right back because my dog wants to bark. Okay. Now on to row 11. Commence at corner, single crochet on single crochet. 5 chains, 3 long, 1st into 4th stitch. 5 chains, 15 single crochet, the 1st on the 1st single crochet stitch. 5 chain, 3 long, the 1st into the 4th stitch. 5 chain, repeat. Okay, so single on the single. I'm just going to pick a random corner. Okay, single on the single. And then 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 double into the 1st 4th loop. Well, I guess it is loops. Oh, chains. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. 1, 2, and 3. 5 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 15 single crochet stitches. The 1st on the 1st. Okay. I'm guessing right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's not going to work. Okay. 15 single crochet. The 1st on the 1st single crochet stitch. 5 chain, 3 long. Okay, so somehow I got to get 15 single crochet in here. Somehow I got to get 15 in here. I got to get 15 in here. So 7 and 7 is 14, 15 in the middle. Okay, so 7 into each loop. 1, 2, 7. So 7 and 7 is 14, and then a single over the single makes 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single over the single. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. The fourth chain over. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I start working my, oh wait, no. That was too many. Oh, me having a ding-a-ling moment. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 6, and 6 is 12. Okay, 6 in each. 6 in each. Duh. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, just 6 in each. My bad. So you can stop yelling now. Okay, so you get how it works anyway. There we go. That's the middle. And I'll be right back. Hey, let's move on to the 12th row now. And it says here we're going to work 13 single crochet, the first on the second in the last row. 5 chain, 4 double, the first into the 5th loop. 5 chain, single crochet in center of 5, 5 chain, single crochet into center of next 5. 5 chain, 4 long, the first on the first long in the last row. 5 chain, repeat. Slight little interruption there. Everybody decided to come out all at once. Okay, so it says 13. I'm guessing we're not going to start in the corner now because it's saying 13 single in a row, and the first is going to be the second stitch over from here. So the first one will go right here, which means I get to bury my tail in instead of having to sew it in. So I'm just going to take this one little step at a time. Okay, so that's 1, 2. This makes 12 and 13 with 1 to spare. Okay, and then it said 5 chain, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4 long, the first onto the 5th loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 1 chain stitch before the 3. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and then it's off. Is it supposed to be off? It said to do it like that. Okay, and now 5 chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, a single crochet into the center of the next 5 chain. I got a little bit cross-eyed here. Okay, the 13 stitches, then 5 chain, 4 long, the first into the 5th loop, then 5 chain, single crochet in center of 5 chain here, then 5 chains, yeah, here. 5 chain, 3, 4, 5, then single crochet into center of next 5 chain. So that goes over the top of the corner. Center of next 5 chain, then 5 chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's scooch you over a little. And 4 long, the first on the first 4 long in the last row. I think it is supposed to be a bit askew. 1, 2, 3, and then 1 into the chain. Okay, I think it is supposed to be askew. That makes me feel a lot more better about this side here. So that's how the corner looks. So then 5 chain, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip over the first, single crochet, and work 13 in a row, and then just repeat. Okay. So that's the repeat right there. I'll be right back. Didn't weave in my end because I read row 13 already, and we're going to pass over these stitches, so I'll just weave this in as I go. But I will start from a fresh spot. And it says here 11 singles. So basically what we did the last row, only decreasing another 2 stitches, 1 on each side. So 11 stitches and then 5 chain, 5 long, the first on the 5th loop. Again, just what we did in the last row, only adding an extra stitch. So in this chain right here before the 4, we work 1 double crochet, US double crochet. Then we work over the 4, and then 5 chain, and it says to twist the thread twice over the hook. So that's going to be a UK double treble, a US treble, and then 5 long. Now, that is because we have learned this from previous patterns. They didn't even have a name yet. We went so far back in time with English written patterns that there wasn't even a name yet for this stitch, for the UK double treble or the US treble. So they continued to call it a long, even though they specify in italic to yarn over twice. And under the 5 chain, you work your 5 trebles or double trebles. Then 5 chain, single crochet into the center, so what we did before. So we'll work the 5 here, 5 chain, single, 5 chain, then yarn over twice and work 5 trebles or double trebles if you're in the UK here. Chain 5, put a single here, chain 5, and work your 5 in a row here. And the first one being right over the top of the first double. Now we work doubles. We're only working the trebles from what I've seen in the pattern, or double trebles, here on the corners, only on the corners. And then we just chain 5 and work 11. So I think this is going to be a repeat because I thumbed through. Here we go. And it is. Every other row from what I saw, every other row is just a plain chain 5, and every other row is 5 trebles in the corner. Other than that, these keep increasing by 1 stitch. These keep decreasing by 1 stitch on both sides. And the 5 chain, single crochet keeps getting worked into these spaces right here, just on the outside of the corner, over and over and over again. Let's work this one together. So I'm going to join into the second. Yeah, this one here is so far one of the easiest of these court crochet books because it's just basically working the same thing over and over again every row, with the exception of every other row. The corner is either just 5 chains or it's 5 trebles. So 1, 2 and 3. Okay, that's 10 and 11 with 1 to spare. Then chain 5. And working first into the chain, we work 1 double crochet. I'm now just speaking in US terms. So 1 US double crochet, and then follow that by 4 more in a row for a total of 5. Chain 5 and a single in the middle of this chain. Chain 5, yarn over twice, and here we work 5 trebles, US trebles. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 5, single in the chain space. No, yes. Hook is backwards. Chain 5 again. And start working your 5 doubles in a row. And whenever we come down this side of a corner, your 5 doubles, you always start right over the top of the first, ending 1 in the chain space. 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th. I always struggle with the first chain. See if I can get it this way. There we go. That looks pretty good. Then 5 chain. And work 11 across, ignoring the first and the last stitch. So because that knot is there, it's throwing me off a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Okay, so I'm going to ignore right where the knot is and the second stitch over. I'm going to bury this tail in along the way. Oops. That was just supposed to be a single crochet. There we go. So that's going to be the repeat. Pretty much every other row for, let me see how many rows. Yeah. So then the next row, for example, you'll work 9 across, chain 5, work 6 of these in a row starting in the chain space, chain 5, single, chain 5, single, then chain 5 and jump over the top of the trebles, single, chain 5, single. So what will be different is as it continues to grow, just keep working chain 5 singles, because we're going to keep, from the way it looks, we're going to keep adding more loops. I mean, this is how the first 2 patterns were too. We just kept adding more chain spaces on the corners, blowing them out like that. So I'm going to hold this up here. We're currently on row 13. So there is rows 13 and 14. And you can see for yourself, it's really quite basic. I love when a pattern looks incredibly complicated, but then it's so pretty and simple. Okay, there is row 15, 16, and 17. And you can always pause the screen if I'm not holding them up long enough. In fact, I encourage you, go ahead and take screenshots. Okay, there's the rest of row 17. And now row 18. There's row 19. I'm going to show the rest of the pattern, but of course I'm going to finish this pattern with you. So Let's see, how long do we do this for? It looks like row 18 and 19, things are going to change. 5 crochet. This all seems the same. First long one. So we're going to have a total of 9 double crochet in this section right here, pretty much by the time you need to come back if you want to follow along. Now, I'm going to just go ahead and work this. If anything changes, I'll jump back on camera. And let's see here. So in the next row, we're going to have 6 long and 9 doubles. Sorry, 9 singles. Then the 15th, we're going to have 7 single crochet and 7 long. Then it will be 5 single crochet, and it should be 8 long. 8 long. And then it will be 3 single crochet. And where it says to twist the thread twice, that's going to be a corner that requires one of these. And that's going to have, how many long? 9 long. And then we'll be ready to work the 18th row together. So it's just a repeat. Okay, so the next row, you'll just work your chain over. The next row after that, you'll work your 5 US trebles, then chain, then 5 US trebles. Okay, I will pop on really quick and let you know something else I'm doing, just to make it easier, because this is very simple. It's just essentially a one kind of round repeat, sort of. Whenever I join, I just slip stitch over to the next stitch over and carry on. I'm not going to worry about cutting and weaving in any more ends until it tells me to start in a corner, if it does, or whatever. In the meantime, I see no reason, so that's what I did here. I joined here, then I slip stitched over to 1 stitch, chained 1, and started working my single crochets across. So yeah, you don't necessarily have to cut at the end of every round. Okay, I steered you in the wrong direction when it came to the corner. So I said I would pop back on here if something was different. So as I was sort of scanning over the pattern, this part I overlooked, but it's very important. So I'm just now starting on row 14. So it's just the very next row up from where you and I were last on together. So we're going to work 9, 6, chain 5 single, chain 5 single into the chain right next to this Van Dyke stitch. Now chain 5, and where does it say that on? We're going to chain 5 and work a single crochet into the first treble, then chain 5, single crochet into the last treble, then chain 5, and start working your singles plus chain 5. So every other row, you won't just jump over. We're actually going to create little increases, but you're just going to work a single, chain 5, single, chain 5, single, chain 5, single here, and then another chain 5, and start working your doubles. Okay, so I should have paid better attention, but I did say I would jump on here when I noticed something. This is me noticing something. That way, if you are following along, it's not like, why isn't this working out? Well, it's because I didn't explain it right the first time. That's why. It's not you, it's me. Looked at row around 18. It's exactly the same as all the others. You're just going to decrease down to 1, increase to 10 stitches here. I don't know why my brain didn't really put that together as I was looking through the pattern. But yeah, so I just joined. And so there's really nothing different about this row here. Oh yeah, no, don't chain 1. I'm just going to slip stitch over to the middle stitch and work work the one and only single that goes in that area. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then start working my 10 doubles in a row. Everything is the same. This row here gets the the chain 5 in the corner, and I've been working my shells just into the middle stitch because I feel like it looks a little neater that way. So I'll go ahead and finish working this all around, and then the last row is the different row. So I'll be back. Okay, now let's go ahead and tackle this 19th row. Commence on the first double crochet from the corner. Work a row of single crochet over the long stitches, over the double crochet, taking care to crochet the 2 points together. 3 chain, basically work a US treble, 5 of them under the first 5 chain, 3 chain, single crochet into the center of the next 5. 3 chain, repeat from here. So repeat from the 5 double or trebles. 6 times more, so a total of 7. 3 chain, repeat from beginning. So let's map that out. So starting here, the first long from the corner, connect the points. Okay. So we're going to work single crochet, then single crochet. So connecting the points. And then it says to work a single here or a 5 here. Okay, no. This is where we're going to work our first 5 trebles, then chain 3 single, 5 single, 5 single, 5 single. That won't make for 7. So then 3 chain, 5 long under the first 5. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'd be missing 1. So then single 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, single. So we start with a single. Okay. So here we go. First things first, I'm going to go ahead and work these 20 because it's going to basically be 20 single crochet. I'm just going to go from this single straight over to the next single, and that will connect everything. So I'm going to work 20 singles in a row, and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and chain 3, right? Yes. Chain 3, and I'm going to work my first single right here. Then chain 3, and I'm going to work 5 trebles, US trebles, in this middle stitch here. I still like the way it looks, all coming out of one stitch. It just seems, I don't know, a little neater. Okay, then chain 3, single, chain 3, and 5 trebles again. And I'll put one group of 5 trebles in the corner, and I will end with a single and then work 20 stitches in a row again. So I'm going to work that all around. I'll be right back. So here it is, all done, pinned down. I took my hair dryer to it because the thread I'm using is acrylic. The Eliza Diva Silky Effect. It is an acrylic. It's a micro fiber acrylic thread. And so all you need is some heat. Let it cool. Of course, I'm impatient, so I used my hand fan to cool it off because I am super impatient. Here it is all done. I don't have the picture yet because Justin is still asleep. It's very early in the morning. So this is what I have to show you now. it'll just be like that for you, but it'll probably be a few hours for me, and then I'll have a picture for you. So I'll be right back. It's only been an hour and a half. I got lucky. And I basically nailed it. The reason I say basically is that this, well, let me pan out a little bit for you. I have the picture in my hand. Okay, so these parts right here aren't quite right, at least the way I blocked it. Here it is, the Crochet Court doily number 2, and put it this way because that's the way I have it. So you can see these here are a little more opened up this way, and I sort of brought them in because I really wanted to open this part up. But yeah, once again, we absolutely nailed it. So far, the woman who designed these patterns, bravo. Not only do you write patterns so well that a title and a picture aren't even needed, which is not easy to do as far as a pattern writer goes, but her designs are phenomenal. I would say her designs are ahead of their time. Bear in mind, this is from 1847, and you would have thought this was something from the turn of the century. Absolutely beautiful work, madam. Let me see who wrote these. Hang on. I read this to my audience whenever Justin introduced this book into our mystery pattern bowl. And it is Eliza Warren of Holloway, 1847. Bravo, Mrs. Warren, Miss Warren. Beautiful work. I mean, every pattern, I'm going to speak directly to her. Every pattern you have designed and written in your book has been nothing but phenomenal. Beautiful, easily read out without even an image. Just perfect. Beautiful work. I am thoroughly impressed. I hope I can find more patterns from Miss Eliza Warren. So here is our pattern. Of course, I'm impressed. I'm always impressed with her patterns. I'm on the hunt now for more of her patterns. Beautiful work. And I feel like I mostly nailed it, with the exception that I made these a little more swoopy in toward each other. And this is way more fanned out, more flower looking. Beautiful. Either way works in my humble opinion. I am impressed. I love her patterns so stinking much. I wish all of my mystery patterns were from her. Okay, guys, I love you, and I will see you in the... Oh, of course. How can I forget? I do have this book available in my Etsy shop if you are interested in having all of her patterns for yourself. So I'm so embarrassed to say this, but whenever I got the book, I just blindly put it in my shop. I never even really went through the patterns. I looked at all the pictures. This must have been almost 2 years ago now. I looked at the pictures. I thought they were beautiful. And I love this. This is so interesting. And the fact that the mistress of the robes approved the Raworth threads, the same thread that we are directed to use in every pattern, every single one of Miss Warren's patterns. So I thought the whole thing was neat. I blindly put it in my shop. This is my first time ever giving these patterns the respect they deserve by working them. If you would like to have this book for yourself, I do have it in my Etsy shop. There will be a link down below so that you can have Miss Warren's beautiful patterns for yourself. And I am on the hunt for more of, take that name down so you can look for them too, Eliza Warren of Holloway in England, 1847. Love. Okay, I just took the pins out. I almost forgot to show you how well blocking acrylic works with just a hot hair dryer. So all the pins are out, and here is the work. It is nice and stretched. It's holding its shape. If you wanted to, you can put some spray starch on this, or however you want to keep it permanent. But you could just keep it like this if you don't need your doily to be stiff. You just want it to lay flat and open. And then on occasion, maybe once a year, repin it, take the hot air to it again, and it'll maintain its shape. But isn't that beautiful? Yeah, it just works out really well. I guess I don't really have a before because I just immediately went into pinning it. But that is how well you can, another little tip, if you're working specifically with single crochet, like a pattern with a lot of single crochets or with Tunisian crochet and it just keeps curling up on you, just finish your last stitch and put a stitch holder in there, a stitch marker. Go ahead and pin it down a little bit and take the hair dryer to it just to relax that curl. And then whenever you go to get back into your work, it's nice and relaxed like this. And it's not, we all know what single crochet likes to do. It likes to curl like this. That will go away. And with Tunisian crochet, where it likes to curl like this, that will go away. And you can continue to work without the curl. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next mystery coming up really, really soon. Bye.